10 seconds. All right, remember, crew and spectators, hop out of the crowd, please.
So good. Fantastic, man. Yeah.
Was there a point in this race where you were ready to throw in the towel and quit?
Yes. I mean, I probably had multiple times where I was not having fun and was happy. I remember some point on Sunday, I told Jess, like, listen, regardless of what happens, I'm really happy with the obstacles we've overcome, the choices we've made, and where we are now. That may have been at 140-ish miles or something before we went to the night loop on Saturday or Sunday. But then really it all came to a point, maybe hour 50 or 51, where I just had a bad lap, stubbed my toe a couple times, which I've already hurt, took a spill, had some other issues, had the GI issues going on, and I told Jess I was done. I was convinced that my speech was going to win her over, and she was going to let me be done, and we were going to let Dave, run the last lap by himself. But luckily, Jess and I had conversations about this very moment multiple times leading up to the race, and she did what she's supposed to do. She got me back out on the course.
Were you angry with her in that moment?
Yeah, I may have been angry in the tent and just defeated, but it wasn't. But for 10 minutes, I got on that course and I rehashed that whole conversation in my head, and I almost laughed out loud about it. Like, I broke out in this big smile, and really, because it was just a really cool moment to share with Jess and have her believe in me that much and believe in what we were doing to have me continue.
How does it feel to walk away the champ?
It definitely feels better than it did last year. It took me a long time to get over that decision to quit last year. And obviously I tried to make that decision this year, but it didn't come to fruition, thankfully. And it felt really good. I loved 220 is a big number, and it's really cool to be there. It's really cool to be on the list for bigs this year, albeit, I may not get in because there's other races, but, and within that top 75 range for distance, all-time distance in the world, which is kind of cool to say for the past, year and a half. So it's a really cool feeling. Today's Thursday the 16th. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. And, 2 days out, less than 48 hours out from the start of Ohio's Backyard Ultra. I got mixed feelings about holding this camera. literally haven't touched it, I don't think, since, no, that's not true. I haven't touched it much since Ohio's backyard ultra. Definitely have a lot of anxiety about the race on Saturday. Expectations are higher, not necessarily my expectations. My expectations last year were to go 200 plus miles and win it. But my expectations are the same this year. I'm going to target 60 hours, right? And I have a board that says 60 on it. And gonna erase that number. It's gonna dry erase board, gonna erase that number every lap and count down. Mentally, that's easier for me than to look ahead and count up, right? So we're gonna try that. I think that's not ideal for backyard format, because that puts an end. If we do hit 60, what is my mental state gonna be? Since that's the finish line, but 60s to 50, that would get me in that top 25 or at the at-large list for this year at Biggs. So my expectations are largely the same, but I feel there's other people have expectations.
Sit.
There's
Good girl, wait.
Wait. I'd rather go into it with my large expectations.
Good girl, let's go.
Let's go. Zero other people knowing about me.
Let's go. Go.
Do I think I can do it? Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I'm more fit than I was last year. My training was a lot smarter this year. I had trouble stringing together some of my long runs last year. I was able to do my backyard format of runs, but my long runs, the runs that were you run for 4 hours straight, was difficult for me last year, and they weren't this much for me this year. So I think my training's better. Last year, my Achilles took me out of it. Both my right was worse than my left, but I literally had golf balls behind my Achilles, and it just got progressively worse to the point where I thought I couldn't go on. Looking back now, I was not in the moment. I didn't stay in the moment, and that's going to be the focus this year, is stay in the moment. I was thinking at that hour 45, 46, whatever it was, like 46, hour 46, lap 46, that there's no way I could go on another 10 hours, but I didn't have to, right? I just had to go one more. I didn't stay in the moment. I was looking way too far ahead, and that's going to be the focus this year, is just staying in the moment. Come here, Val. Come here. So that's going to be the one focus. Also, with Jess and I, we've set up some things that mentally it's going to get hard. We know that. So we set up some things, some tactics to get through those mental struggles. Whether it be, boot camp style, like yell at me, get me out of the tent, or, saying some key, bringing up some key topics that relate around my why I'm doing this, some motivations for me, my kids, my parents, family. Things revolved around my why, we'll bring those up if need be. I'm not worried about, and knock on wood, right? Say this now, but I'm not worried about the first 24 hours. I think 130 miles is when my feet started hurting. My Achilles started being a problem. I was able to hold on to like 180. with them progressively getting worse. That's what I'm worried about. I can't test that in training. It never came up in training this year, nor did it last year. At no point am I going to run 150 miles to see if it comes up. So only way to tell is to see if it comes up in race, and hopefully that's not going to be the case. We're going to do a better job at managing my body, using the gun on my calves more, stretching my calves more. I think I may have gotten away from that last year and didn't really focus on my body as much. I've definitely focused on sleep the first night, which is the trade-off. You decide to sleep and you get less time to use the gun or stretch. So I'm going to focus a bit more on keeping my body in top shape. So I'm going to go back home here and review my training log for this program and just kind of get reinforced by my training, build a bit more confidence. I woke up this morning just in my head, I guess. I don't know. But this run helped. So, I'm sure this anxiety will progress until Saturday morning at 7:30 when that first bell rings. All right, Val, you ready to go, girl? Give the camera some love. Good girl, such a good girl. All right, let's go. It's 5:30 p.m. on Friday. We got everything set up. Same setup as usual for the most part.
It really looks like a lot less food.
Wow. Always eat. Always bring more than we ever need. Got a new grill?
Just going to use it.
It's going to be cold. It's going to be pretty cold. But it's not raining, so that's a plus.
We're not gonna make it.
Totally not gonna make it. It's probably only 35 degrees right now.
It's probably not that cold.
What we got here was like 38, I think. I think so.
I tried to wave. Didn't work.
I'm warm now, though. Maybe I just get into my sleeping bag after every round, after every yard.
It would take a minute.
Probably get pretty muddy on the inside of it.
I think, yeah. It's an option.
It is an option. Anything is an option. Bib selfie.
Persevere. What does that word mean to you?
Persevere is a big word. I didn't realize it until a few years ago, but it was a word that my parents toasted to every time they toasted. It was a word that really was poignant to them now that I'm old enough to reflect back. It was really poignant to them. It was a way of life for them. They worked really hard to, have the life that they had and give me the life that I had as a kid. And it wasn't because it came easy to them. It wasn't because it was handed to them. They did a lot of things, sacrificed maybe, went through a lot of hard patches, and their mindset was to persevere. And so that is something that I'm going to carry with me through a lot of these events and through my life with anything, honestly.
Alright, just a reminder, crew and spectators try to clear out from the corral. Let the runners have their space. Porta-johns will be used. Try to get out of the peak lines.
Lap 1 done.
Good job. Okay. All right, on lap 6, I think. Been pretty cold. Not that cold now, but the wind's picking up and snowing off and on. We had the sun for the first couple hours. Then it became overcast and windy, but temperatures are not too bad. Just plugging away, nothing special. Same drill, walk the ups, walk the downs, run slow. Finishing 48 to 50 minutes each lap. Taking in a lot of food. What I feel like is too much food, but handling all right. Check back in a little bit. What was the biggest challenge of this race?
The biggest challenge was probably the GI issues that I had the whole time. Our race plan was to go in with tailwind as our main fuel source during the yard. 100 to 200 calories during the 40 minutes we're running, and it was all going to come from tailwind, and we couldn't use it. We couldn't use any liquid nutrition.
Was this a challenge that you expected, or was this something that you've dealt with in the past?
Yeah, the tailwind issue, the GI issue from the liquid nutrition is something I have never experienced. It was essentially running through me without me getting the nutrients. I'm not sure what was happening, but it was clearly from the liquid nutrition. It's made me spend a lap once every other lap in the Porta-John, and never had to deal with that before.
Was the weather, the freezing temperatures, the snow, the wind, all of that a challenge, or do you feel like that's something you're used to dealing with in these type of races?
It provided its own set of challenges with the bottle freezing and me wearing thick gloves and a face mask and trying to eat while having all that going on. But I believe it was probably more of a challenge for my crew than it was for me, because when with all the right gear and you're moving every 40 minutes every hour, I didn't realize how cold it was, honestly, other than the struggles of eating and drinking.
tonight, Luke. Little mid-race update. We are 142 in, I think. 2 more yards after this one. 3 more yards after this one to get back to the road. Lots of ups and downs, but we've got through them. And I think there's 11 of us left. So we'll see how it goes.
Fire. Oh.
Good job, Josh.
Well, that was a PR. We have some caffeine tabs also.
Back to the 10 to go.
Yay, 200. Not much left to say. Yeah. He just dropped. Good work. Here comes the past two. Here's
Alright,
Chase.
this certifies if he finishes, which he will. This is a year after being the assist last year.
I'm just glad we get to pack up when it's warm.
Good timing, guys.
This is great.
You can get some sleep.
Yeah, he will. I'll probably pack up.
Oh, my goodness,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've slept. I'm okay. Good job, guys.
Alright, so I want to present this fake check to. So, this is the only person that will not receive a BNF point. And he'll win $500.
Do you have a message for the people who are looking up to you, particularly your own kids and the youth that you coach?
Well, I think the number one thing we tell our kids, that we try to send the message to our kids, is we set goals and then we work towards those goals. And it's going to be hard at times working towards those goals. The goals may seem unattainable at times, but we just keep trying and keep doing. You may want to quit, but we just keep trying and we keep doing. And that's the big thing I think we try to tell and show our kids, is that we do hard things, and it's really that simple.